Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here, time for your War Factory preview for the 11th of May. Let's boom some beaches! Okay guys and girls, let's check it out, see what Colonel Gearheart has in store for us today. So first things first, we got some stone, wood and proto parts. They should help you out. And then we've got the fairly standard looking layout. This one pops up every now and again. On the core we've got 548.8 on the core. This one looks a little bit more friendly, especially for the lower levels, because we don't have anything covering like the extremes on the beach. So if you are lower level and you've only just unlocked War Factory, or you don't want to necessarily go for the takedown, you can always farm a bunch of these things with grenadiers. Grenadiers are going to outrange the machine gun. They're going to outrange the cannon for the most part if you stagger your flags and they're all really low. I'd maybe even only drop a couple of boats on the right hand side and then a few more along here. And some down below here, or you could just drop them all down here and work from there. A bunch of boom cannons and doom cannons, so I wouldn't suggest T-Med, although I usually wouldn't anyway, because it's kind of like watching paint dry. But there you go, some people love it and that's all good. If you enjoy the game doing something, you should just carry on doing it. Looks like we're going to be sitting at about, I call this 2 o'clock, just to the right of the shock launcher. So we're going to need to get rid of these mines. These flamethrowers are in range, but that one looks like it's out. These machine guns are going to be in range. Lasers, rocket launcher, shock launcher, flames, maybe that one machine gun. Doom cannon and rocket launcher. So that's a lot of stuff. I mean, we used to maybe do a lot of barting or barrage artillery using our GBE, but now that we have the heroes, I think it would be a great opportunity to use some Everspark with her universal remote. So let's have another look and see what we can sort of do most efficiently. So I think what we can do is if we Everspark up to this rocket launcher, take that out, and I'll talk about the priorities, what I'm trying to do as we go along. So I want to take out that one with universal remote, and then I'll try and take out these two as well. If my smokes are all well timed, then we should be able to do all of that, and then I'll let Sparky die and probably take out probably start batting out these flamethrowers, and then depending on how that goes, we'll either take Everspark or we'll bat out the 3 rocket launchers on the left hand side. So I'll be planning to use, because we can shock the machine gun, shock launcher and 2 flamethrowers in one shock, and we can shock the lasers, and that'll be all we need to do. I'm going to throw some critters probably in this shock here, so wherever, slightly to the right, hopefully by that flamethrower, and that should cover us from the doom cannons. They just pop off the critters and we'll be away. We'll do a flag landing on the right hand side. What you could do is put a boat of Zookas or Grenadiers on the left hand side somewhere around here and just collect some free GBE if you needed it, and you could probably do a massive core rush. Like, you wouldn't need to do as much clearing as we're about to do. But yeah, so let's get into it. We're going to go for that right hand side first, and I'll try and talk about how universal remote targets and that sort of thing. So what I'm going to start with is we'll start with a flare onto the rocket launcher, and then we're going to drop Sparky about here, and we obviously don't want the cannon to hit her, but we want to be nice and sparing with our GBE. And we'll probably have to throw one more. There we go. I'm going to use universal remote, and I'm going to use a flare to retarget, because obviously he targeted the closest defense, which was the cannon, and we just wanted to fix that onto the rocket launcher. Got to be nice and quick with our timing. There we go. So now I'm going to use an art to tag the rocket launchers, and I'll flare the furthest one. The reason I'm flaring the furthest one is I want Sparky to be in range of both of the machine guns, and then we're going to go for a double tap. So I've used universal remote. It's going to target one of the damaged defenses. As long as there are no other damaged defenses, we can spam this button, and we should be able to get universal remote on both of them, because we were in range of both. So that worked out quite nicely. We've got all three of those. I'm going to go for some BART on this one. I'm kind of hoping that the barrage is going to take out a few of those mines. It's probably not going to take out all of them, but that's fine. What I'll probably use is critters. Oh, missed the factory supply on the first couple. And if we get some GBE back, it's not going to be enough, but that's okay. Could collect one of these, and then that'll give us a critter. And we'll just use critters to clear these mines. Maybe even get that flamethrower if we position it right. And then I want to retreat fairly quickly. Yep, so we didn't manage to take down that next factory supply, which is great for us. There we go, we got a reasonably large amount of things done on that attack, which is always great. Let's have another look. So we've taken out the machine guns and the rocket launcher, which has reduced 2 shocks. That's only going to take one more artillery, and that'll be down. So we probably want to... Sparky's health is about over 2,000, I know that. So we can hit all of those mines with Sparky, and that's no big deal. We can do another tag the rocket launchers, use universal remote, and then flare onto the far one, and then re-smoke, and then do a double smash. And that should work fine. There's heaps of cannons, snipers, and hot pot. We'll only be in range of the lower one, but it should go down. We'll give it a go. There's always the risk that all of the damage goes into the right hand rocket launcher and not enough goes into the left, but I believe with these cannons we should be okay. Should be. So let's give that a crack. Once we've done that, we'll finish off this flamethrower and then chuck the rest on the core, because there's no reason to take anything else out, is there? Nope. Alright, so we're working nicely towards that Zuka sneak, so it's going to be there soon. I think we'll tag first. Here we go. And we will flare up to there. And I'll drop a fire on the left. Actually, I'm going to smoke first because it's on the far side of the beach. Smokes do take a little bit more time to get there. Machine guns have less delay, so we obviously don't want to be gapping the smoke too much around machine guns. We did lose a delay on the rocket launchers, but it's not going to be a big deal. And then we're going to use universal remote, but we want it to be targeted onto the undamaged defense for now. And then we're going to re-smoke with just enough time for Sparky to get a shot off. That worked out quite nicely. So that one went down super quick, so we're not too worried. This double smash should work, and we've got some spare BART if we need it. So I've used it, universal remote. It's already targeting the first one, and then we're smashing the button for the second one. And those went down super quick. I'm going to take out this flamethrower. We decided the far one was out of range, so we don't need to worry about that. One thing to think about is that we are about to tag a bunch of defenses, which can affect, well, will affect the way that our Zukas sort of stagger once they do arrive to the area. But that's alright. I'm pretty happy that we can control that with a nice, nicely timed flame. So there we go. that should do us for the core, for the setup hits. You can always take more hits if you need to. We've got 5 hits in total, so I mean that was pretty efficient, I think, from where we were. But you can definitely take more hits or whatever you need to do. I love using Sparky, it's really helpful. You don't want to be doing, well, you could do more than 3 universal remotes, but the universal remote starts to get really expensive. You could even only do 2 and then use your GBE on something. So I've switched out for battle orders with Brick because I don't think we're using universal remote will be that helpful. If we did use universal remote, you'd auto target the flamethrower, which I don't think would help us out a lot. So just to go over the plan, we're going to use critters on these right flamethrowers. Are we? The thing I'm worried about there is that this flamethrower is probably going to wax those critters fairly quickly, but we need something between us and the doom cannons, so we're probably going to have to do it anyway. They might not last very long, but that should be okay. We've only got 488k to do now, so it should be all good. For the lower levels, you can obviously carry on with your Sparky and Bart if you need to. If you wanted to reduce another shock, you could get rid of the flamethrowers and the shock launcher. The machine gun on the far side is probably going to rip you up as well if you don't take it out. But you could also get their universal remote, that machine gun, if you've already taken these 3 out, and then only shock the lasers. There's plenty of options for you there. So let's go ahead and take it. And you've got this free GBE, don't forget that. You've got this free GBE, you can either drop 1 boat and just let them collect a few and then let them die and then continue with the attack. Or you can drop a bunch of Zookas, take all of these and then flare them over. You've got to remember that that extra flare has to be worth the GBE that you are collecting. So let's give it a jam. Where do we want to be smoking? Probably only need 1 smoke on the gather point. There's no laser or anything in range. And then once we get, so we can put 1 smoke a little bit lower on the beach and then another one slightly gapped maybe. But then once we get in laser range, we're not going to have any gaps. Alright, let's get in. That's enough talking. Sick of my own voice. Let's do it. Don't need to do any more GBE. Cool. Let's spam all of those. Get a smoke nice and low and all of the Zookas are gonna gather. Don't really need a gap, I don't think. And then we're gonna flare into this corner here. So now we just need to make sure that we're smoking all the way up. I'm gonna put a little bit of overlap on there because I don't want that laser to fire at all. And then I think we can go for a double smoke from here. And then I'm a little bit worried that Brick's going to peek out the back, but that's okay. Use the universal remote battle orders there. We're going to flare onto the core, critter, shock, shock. Really glad that that laser didn't fire initially. And that looks like the core's going to go down. There we go. Mechas on the core, Angry Family Tradition and Signature. So that worked out quite nicely. I suggest you're a little bit more conservative with your smokes. You can probably fit... you could do those last 2, like last smoke and then double smoke facing the HQ. That would probably work better. Use an extra smoke rather than what I did. The Zookas were pretty tempted to peek out of the back there. Lost 28 Zookas today. That's all good. I don't think we need to watch the replay. Because you can go back and have another look through. Went pretty well. Thanks for watching, guys. Give us a comment down below if you take it out any differently, and if you think it worked out better, or if this video helped. And give us a thumbs up, like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach. Yeah.